Okay, let's get into it. If you play golf, well, you know that feeling, right? Always chasing more speed, more power.
Better accuracy, consistency. It's the endless quest.
Exactly. We've all been there. You're on the range, grinding, watching videos, just trying to figure out what the pros do differently.
Right. And we often focus on, the obvious stuff. Swing faster, turn harder, maybe lift more weights.
Yeah, but what if the real secret, the actual fundamental difference, isn't something you can easily see?
Something hidden, almost.
Yeah,
Only visible with, super high-tech gear.
that's precisely what we're digging into today. We've got some really fascinating analysis here from Henrik Ginch. He's the director of golf at Academy 360, powered by SportsBox AI 3D.
SportsBox AI, yeah, they use that incredible motion capture technology, tracks everything in 3D.
They do. And they've analyzed the best players in the world, and the data keeps pointing to one specific thing, a core movement.
A crucial piece of the puzzle,
Mhm.
and Henrik calls it creating space.
SPACE, yeah, it's an acronym. Speed, power, accuracy, consistency, and efficiency.
Nice. Covers all the bases.
Right. So our mission today in this deep dive is to really understand what this space actually is, why it's so vital for getting all that. S.P.A.C.E.
How the top players make it happen, where amateurs, well, often miss the mark.
And crucially, how you can start to actually feel this movement yourself. This isn't just theory, it's grounded in hard 3D data.
Yeah, and what's interesting is, okay, everyone has some space at address, right? You hinge at the hips, your hands are away from your body.
Sure, the static position.
But the real difference, the thing that unlocks that elite performance, it happens dynamically. During the swing itself,
It's not the setup picture, it's the sequence, how the body moves. And this analysis shows something maybe a bit surprising. Elite players don't just violently spin their hips towards the target from the top. There's something else happening first.
especially in that crucial transition moment, backswing to downswing.
Exactly. And it's this specific action that creates the vital space. Honestly, it feels a little backward.
It totally goes against what a lot of golfers think they should do, or what they're told.
Which is?
Fire the hips, rotate hard towards the target to start down. That's the common advice.
Yeah, I hear that all the time.
But the SportsBox AI data,
Hmm.
on the top players, it shows their lower body actually moves slightly downward and backward first.
Downward and backward? Wait, say that again?
Downward and backward. At the very start of the transition, it sort of works under the torso before they push off and extend through impact.
Down and back. Okay, that feels really different. Almost the opposite of that aggressive forward hip spin.
It does feel counterintuitive.
So that move, the slight squat, the lower body dropping and working back on, that's the secret sauce.
That's the key physical action, yes. By letting that lead hip and the lower body move down and back slightly, think like you're sitting into your lead pocket.
Okay.
It creates this crucial separation. The lower body turns, but the upper body hasn't been pulled along with it yet. That separation is the dynamic space.
Okay. Separation, creating space by moving down and back.
Got it. So why? Why is that specific move so critical for, speed and power?
Well, it serves a really fundamental purpose. When your lower body clears out underneath like that,
By moving down and back.
right, it creates a ton of room. Room for your arms to just drop naturally into that powerful position right there in front of your chest.
So the arms aren't forced.
No. And it allows the club to shallow out correctly behind you. Get on plane, approach from the inside, the whole energy sequence flows better. Ground force, legs, core, then arms and club, it all syncs up.
Okay, so let me play devil's advocate. What happens if I do just spin my hips hard towards the target from the top, like, most amateurs try to do?
Well, you essentially kill that space instantly.
That's right.
Yeah, if you spin the hips out early and aggressively towards the target, the lower body doesn't work under. It just pulls everything else with it.
Your upper body, your arms.
Exactly. They get dragged along, often getting stuck behind you, trapped. Ugh, I know that feeling. Trapped from the top. Leads to steep swings over the tops.
Or massive compensations just to try and hit the ball squarely. You lose power, you fight for consistency. It's a struggle.
So creating this space, letting the lower body work in transition, that's the antidote.
It absolutely is. It gives your arms and the club the freedom, the time, the room they need to get into the right spot. In front of you, on plane.
Setting you up for that powerful inside attack.
Precisely. It's not about forcing the arms down. It's about creating the opportunity for them to drop naturally because the lower body cleared the way, made the space.
Okay, this sounds game-changing, but feeling that subtle down and back move, That's tricky, right? Especially when you're swinging.
It is hard to consciously control at speed, but Henrik suggests a really great, simple drill to get the sensation.
Right, I'm listening. We need something practical.
Take an alignment rod or even an old golf shaft. Run it through your two front belt loops so it sticks out horizontally in front of you.
Got it. Across the hips, through the belt loops.
Yep. At address, you'll feel it maybe lightly touching your stomach. That's your initial static space.
Okay.
Now, make your backswing. Turn your hips. The rod moves with you, pointing away from the target somewhat.
Makes sense.
Now, the transition, this is the key part. As you start down, lead with your front side, yes, but focus on letting your belt buckle and that rod rotate back and under.
Back and under.
You should feel your lead hip working down and beneath your torso, almost like you're slightly sitting into that lead glute. The rod should feel like it's momentarily pointing back and slightly down.
Creating that separation.
Exactly, creating that space. Then, as you push off the ground with that lead leg and extend up through impact, the rod will naturally swing forward and around. But you'll have felt that initial clearing under move.
That's brilliant. It makes it tangible. You can physically feel the difference between just spinning and actually creating that room underneath.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It takes it from an abstract idea, kinematic sequence, and makes it concrete. And the SportsBox 3D data confirms that this sequence is just fundamental for efficient speed and solid strikes.
So let's bring it all home. For you listening, what's the real practical payoff here if you start working on creating this space?
Oh, the potential change in your ball striking could be massive. Seriously.
How so?
Think about it. Less fighting the club.
Yeah.
Better sequencing, right? From the ground up. You'll feel way more stable, too. Your hips aren't just spinning out wildly.
Yeah, stability sounds good.
Your tempo will probably improve. The whole move feels more, natural, less forced. And the big one, that feeling of consistently solid contact, compressing the ball.
Ah, the compression. That's the dream.
Because you're delivering the club from the inside, from a powerful position. You're not just hitting at the ball. You're really striking it efficiently. You're moving towards genuine S.P.A.C.E. in your game.
That really does sound like the goal, doesn't it? Moving from just hitting to truly striking it. Power, precision, all built on something solid.
It's about understanding how the body wants to work, that chain reaction, and just allowing it to happen in the right order. The tech just helps us see what the best players figured out, maybe instinctively.
And if you want to dive deeper, see this 3D stuff for yourself. The source material mentions some resources.
Yeah, there's a SportsBox AI 3D webinar. I think it's called Don't Start Speed Training Without Knowing This First About Your Swing. Something like that.
Sounds pretty direct.
It's great because it actually shows you the 3D visuals. Elite moves versus common amateur faults. Makes this space idea crystal clear.
And for people who want that level of detail on their own swing...
Well, there's the SportsBox AI 3D app and the SportsBox 3D Studio. That's what top coaches and academies are using.
Right. And you can apparently even contact Henrik Ginch directly at SportsBox AI. We have his details from the source. golf247.eu. The email is sportsbox@t-online.du. And there's a phone number too. +49 179 207 9832.
Yeah, seeing your own swing in 3D, it just cuts through all the guesswork. You see the data, you feel the move with the drill, you understand why things are happening. It's powerful stuff.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's recap the core insight here. Unlocking serious speed and precision. It's not just about swinging harder or spinning faster.
No, fundamentally, it's about creating that crucial space, especially right there in the transition, letting the lower body move slightly down and back first, working under the torso.
That subtle move, often missed but foundational.
It is. It creates the room for the arms to drop, the club to shallow, sets up the whole sequence for efficient power and consistency from the ground up.
And the payoff for you is that transformed ball striking, better stability, smoother tempo, and just that pure feeling of solid contact, getting you closer to real S.P.A.C.E.
It's a key separator for the best in the world, and now, thanks to tech like this, it's something everyone can start to understand and work on.
Right. So here's a final thought for you to take away. Just consider how focusing on creating that little bit of space, that slight downward and backward dip of the lower body in transition, how could that fundamentally change the way you generate and transfer energy?
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes the smallest, most precise adjustment, especially when you know why you're doing it,
Yeah.
that can unlock the biggest results in your game.